Talk Stage and Screen with Samantha and myself and some special guests.
Yeah, you didn't mention that we're our two favourite hosts. He keeps saying your two favourite radio hosts, hoping that it sticks to our audience or anyone that walks past. Yes, but not this time. But now, look, we've got we hardly ever have people in the studio, and today we've got two, so we're very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And we've
got... Congratulations.
Yes, these wonderfully talented...
Well,
they've just told me they do everything, but their actual roles are producer and co-producers, co-directors for the Altona City Theatre musical Heathers, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
Sorry I haven't introduced you. Scott Bradley and David Postill.
Hi.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Now, I'm surprised you're not grabbing your head, because last night was opening night.
Yes? Yeah, it was opening night.
Yes.
Is there sore heads today?
No, I'm not too bad.
I'm tired heads.
Tired.
Yeah. A little bit exhausting
it's a whole
for production week.
Adrenaline rush, and you get there, it's opening night, and then you get home, it's like...
We've got another 12 of these. So don't get peaked too early.
Reaches for the alcohol.
That's where we're going after this.
Lovely. Wonderful.
Now, so tell us, Heathers, everybody has seen the movie. I was saying before, I can't actually, I know I've seen it, but I know the sort of setting and I know the stars in it, but I cannot remember what the story is about. But do you have to see Heathers to see it before you come and see the musical, or do you reckon it's just a standalone musical you can come and enjoy?
Completely standalone.
The
musical is kind of a lighter version of what the film was, I guess you'd say. The film was very dark in its content, and with all musicals, everything just goes a little bit fluffier.
A bit more buoyant.
A little bit. So, the musical starts a little bit before where the film picks up. So in the film, we open at the cafeteria, and Veronica is already with the Heathers. We actually get a slight introduction as to how she becomes a Heather in the musical version, which is really cool.
So with the musical version, how do you go about getting it? You guys said, let's do Heathers. So what's the next step?
Okay, so we...
it was about a 2-year process of getting to do it.
We chased down... there's a rights company in Sydney that distribute this particular show, and they announced in October about 2 years ago that they were releasing the show. So we basically hounded them incessantly for about 2 years until they eventually caved in and said, all right, we'll let you have it.
An email a week. It's like, how's it going? Can we have this yet?
Don't want to annoy you, but I'm really going to annoy you.
We kind of got an email back saying, I enjoy your enthusiasm. We'll let you know as soon as it comes up. So that was kind of funny. He was like, thanks, Kim.
It was, so it's not an overly difficult process to get the rights. It all comes down to whether or not the show's been released, because we are an amateur not-for-profit organisation. Usually they'll release it for a professional group first,
which they did for this one.
And then once that closes, they then release it up for anyone who wants it. So we were lucky enough to get in early and be the first group to do it on an amateur level.
Why did you desperately want this show?
I grew up with the movie.
I did too.
I loved it. So that's my main thing, and it took me a while to kind of come to terms with the fact that they were turning it into a musical. Just because
everything's being turned into a musical.
Everything gets turned into a musical. And because the film was so dark, and musicals tend to lighten everything so much. It took me a while, and then once I finally came around and listened to it, I was like, actually, the dark humour is still there. It's not as fluffy as what you would traditionally expect a musical to be. So they've kept a lot of the black comedy through it, which is something that is awesome to sit down and watch an audience react to when, you're joking about things that you just shouldn't be joking about.
Like suicide.
Teen suicide is not a joke. And watching that uncomfortable laughter that comes out when people realise that what they're laughing at isn't actually funny in a real life setting. And that's what appeals to me about the content of the show.
And so have you worked with Altona City Theatre? That's your group? You work with them?
Well,
you work all round?
you're president. You're the president
there.
Oh, okay.
That was their end.
So I joined the committee at Altona about 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago I became the president there. Before that, I had my first lead role on the Altona stage, a long time ago. We won't talk about how far away that was.
Very long.
But yeah, it was a while ago. And then I took a break, and then the two of us went back to do normally a summer panto over the summer season.
Yep.
But because we were keen to be the first company to put this on, our summer panto has been pushed later into the year. So, but that was when we first came back in 2001. 2001 was when we were there last.
Yep.
2011
would have been Aladdin.
Or 2010 was Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when we kind of joined the Altona group again, and kind of haven't really looked back.
Well, we were mentioning before that is there still tickets available for
Yes, there is. Yes, yeah.
Because usually for all your shows, I always think I see it and then I'm like, oh, you have to get tickets to that.
Yep.
Oh, look, it's coming up. Oh my God, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, our summer pantos, which is what we normally do at this time of year, they go within weeks. They're insane. Our bigger scale musicals, they usually pick up around the production week, which is what we've just come out of.
Yep.
And then by the end of production week, tickets become quite limited. So last night we opened to, it was about 5 seats off a full house, which was awesome. But there are still definitely tickets available for tonight, and the rest of the season at this stage. Yeah.
So we'll just give a plug as to how would people get their tickets.
Okay, so you can jump on the Altona website, which is altonacitytheatre.com.au, or you can
SMS or call 0425 705 550. Ooh.
I take it that's not your number because you're giving.
No, it's not my number. It's
Yeah.
Adriana, ticket secretary. She's a volunteer. She's a life member of the company as well. So she's been around forever and day, and she looks after all the tickets.
all of our
so
tickets.
So if you're thinking you might want to go tonight, you just pick up the tickets there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There you go. But
We'll
it
be
is
there.
on. What nights is it on? It's on the next
So
couple of weeks.
we've got tonight, and then we've got Friday next week, Saturday next week, and then we're doing a Sunday twilight show at 5.
Okay.
So for all of those late teenagers who the show kind of really targets,
Yeah, totally.
we'll let you work for the day and then come down and see the show after.
Yep.
And then we close the following weekend. We've got Friday and Saturday night. So we're
Great.
3
Yeah.
weeks.
So parents who have got teens at home from school at the moment and they're wondering, how do I get these kids out of the house? That's legal. That's legal. Stressing legal. Yes, they take them down to Heather's.
Yep.
So when you guys get the Heather's script, how do you go about breaking up, how many actors we're going to bring in and things like that?
The script kind of gives you a guideline on how many to cast and what you're kind of looking for in your cast as well.
So even when there's some that are playing 3 parts, it would say one.
Yeah,
actor
usually,
plays-
yeah. So usually with these kind of musicals, the adults' roles are usually played by one person, and they play about 3 roles.
Right.
It's the whole generation of like all adults are the same.
Right.
So like having the same person play exactly the same thing actually relates to that more.
Okay.
But where the younger ones, they're separate roles.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And so what age were you looking when you auditioned? What ages did you sort of put out there as the audition?
Well, we
age?
said they had to be 17
or over.
Yeah.
17 or over, just with the content of the show and things like that.
Right,
So
gotcha. Yep.
just so they could feel comfortable, and it does get a little bit adult in some scenes, so we have to make sure they're all comfortable, and like it's weird having a 15-year-old when you're
Yes.
trying to
Yeah, that's good too.
when you're singing about dark songs. So we definitely said 17 and over, just so that's it, and then people rocked up and auditioned.
And how many people did you have?
We had just under 100 auditionees for, well, it's scripted at 17. And we bumped it up to 19.
Yep.
Right.
So we took on an extra 2 to what is recommended in the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In creating a role or just...
ensemble.
Just
Right.
increasing our ensemble, so
Right.
we could have a couple more students floating about the school.
It also gives like better like a fatter sound with vocals and things like that
okay.
too. To have like instead of 2 people on the baritone line, we have 4 people on the baritone line. Just helps.
Yeah.
That it just gives it more of a rounder sound.
Yeah.
So that's 100 people for 20
Yeah.
20 roles.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a fun time casting.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talent out there.
There is
yeah,
a huge
yeah,
amount of talent.
yeah.
And for a show like this, something that is new, something that hasn't been done before,
Yep.
people kind of jump at the chance to do it. When you've got 75 companies doing The Sound of Music every 3 years.
Yeah.
There's only so many times someone wants to audition for the role of Maria.
Yeah.
So yeah, like being able to actually offer the opportunity to be a part of something that's new and fresh is exciting.
Yeah. And also ones that they'd probably want to invite their friends along to.
Exactly.
Look, and this musical has a huge like underground following,
cult
just
following,
like the film
like,
does. You know, people, just like exactly like the film does. So like, this brought like so many new people like that Altona haven't seen to audition.
Great.
And we have a lot of new faces on the stage too, which is great for us as well.
Yeah.
So it's just, mix of old, mix of new. Like it was just, and with the auditionees, like there was no bad ones, which made our job even harder. And it was just like the talent that came out and the talent we've got, it's just blew us away. It blew us away.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of locals in the
There
cast?
are. It's probably about a half split.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We've got Cody, who's playing JD. He's a local. He's, I want to say Hoppers Crossing is where he lives.
Yeah, I think so.
But he's also an Altona regular. I've also got Gabby Cronin in our ensemble with Hannah Morrison. They're both locals. So there's quite a few of them floating about from the area.
Yeah, like we're both from Geelong, but we have a cast member, Tori, who plays Martha. She's from Geelong.
Right.
So we kind of like have this mix of everywhere and everyone, which is great. So
Well, it's all west, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. It just kind of gives people a chance to work with people that they don't work with all the time.
Yeah, which is the reality of the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's great having a young cast like that because they'll bring their school friends and they just have friends.
Yes.
Yes,
I know 100 people. Oh, good.
And they also know social media, so they spread the word without,
Yeah, so actually this Heather is quite an interesting project to be putting on. We could really take off. I'm quite excited.
No, it's been a fun process.
It's been a really fun process.
Watching the cast, because they're such lovely guys to work with, and some of the characters in the show
are not very nice.
They're nasty. They are very
they're bullies.
nasty.
They're bullies, and
so watching them kind of blossom into that has been hilarious fun to watch.
Turning kids into bullies. Well done. That's what we thought here.
It's so funny because like they do this horrible scene together, and they
then
walk
they
off and
spend
go,
the
"I'm
next
so
5
sorry.
minutes
I'm so sorry. I'm so
apologising."
sorry." I'm like, it's okay. Like,
Really
as long
cute.
as you don't take it on
You're
stage.
acting.
It's just really cute.
It's really cute.
Good.
Yeah.
And so, talk about a bit about the production, like putting. You say you're a non-for-profit, but obviously you need to spend money on sets and stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
who looks after that?
So,
and the team?
Altona as a company has been around for 40 odd years.
Yeah.
They had their 40th celebration in 2012. So yeah, pretty much. So yes, it's not for profit in the sense that no one walks away with big bucks in their pocket, and pretty much each show just bankrolls the next.
Yep.
So Altona's a very fortunate position that we have the one theatre that we work out of, and we have a very good arrangement with the council that run that theatre, which allows us to kind of work in the space a lot more frequently than if we were doing a show in Geelong or at the Nash in St Kilda, where they don't get to rehearse in space. We're very fortunate in that situation where we do get more time on stage to actually space out things properly, and it's not just a mad rush at the end to tidy things up. And
you sets and things like that. So do you have a team that works on that?
So
does
it all comes out of volunteers.
Yeah.
So our Facebook page actually has a volunteer registry section that you can put your hand up for different things. So our actual costume or wardrobe mistress, Maddie, was an auditionee who wasn't successful in being cast. So she sent us an email and said, I'll help. I'll do costumes.
I'll do costumes.
So that's how we found her. Our main set builder, Dave,
Dave.
he emailed the website page, and that's how we found him.
Great.
So it all just works on a volunteer basis.
Yep.
So if someone was out there thinking, I'd like to be involved, but I don't really know, it's a good way to just say, look,
totally.
can I, even if I'm just tailing behind someone,
learning
about it.
It's a
That's
perfect way to do it. The only thing to think about when you are putting your name forward for a volunteer position is that there's not always something going on at the theatre. So we'll pretty much be going dark at the end of this show for probably about a month before we start picking up on anything else. So even though you've registered, you may not hear back from us straight away because there may not be anything lined up. But once something does pop up, we'll email and go, if you're still interested, come on down.
Yeah, great.
And we'll go that way.
Well, we've noticed just through doing this show, so we look out at what's going on, even schools now, like our primary school's doing their first musical next year. So musicals are really picking up with younger audiences.
Going to there's a amateur kind of awards night every November, December called the Guilds,
the Victoria Music Theatre
Guilds. And and they give out awards and things.
Fabulous
like that.
evening.
Yeah, it is. It's like
the bar is marvelous.
And like they have junior performance, so that's the schools. And like there was one year we went and a school did the pajama game.
Yes, I want to say it was the pajama game.
Yeah, and it was just going, they're 15.
Yeah.
What? And they were just amazing. They were tight. I was just like, and another school did
Pippin,
and that was amazing as well. I'm just going, there's so much like high schools are doing a lot of professional productions.
Yes.
They're just putting a lot of money into them, and they're doing really well. Like,
and not just in schools either. There's a lot more opportunity. I mean, when you think about what it was like, most of the shows that I auditioned for when I was younger, they had a cutoff age of 16, so there was nothing that you could really do unless you were playing an orphan in Annie or Oliver. There was nothing really for younger performers, whereas now you've got Altona have their action program, which is a junior theatre program that runs every Saturday. Williamstown Theatre Company have their junior show that they do every year. Wyndham Theatre Company last year did Legally Blonde Junior, and they're focusing on performers that are in the age bracket of 12 to 18, which is giving so much more opportunity for people to come through the ranks. So by the time they get to do things like Heathers or Spring Awakening or the shows that when we're old will become the classic shows that are being redone every 3 months. They're at an experience level where they've got all of these skills that they've learnt from a much younger age than what we got to do. Which is incredible, and it's really awe-inspiring to watch these kids come through these ranks and hit their first leads.
Well, we had the lead from Legally Blonde in here.
Yeah, we went and saw it, and to be honest, I thought, a teen musical, and I thought, okay, here we go, brace ourselves. What the?
They were great.
The voice came out, and the set. I'm like this. What the? I was expecting a curtain or something, and pot plant. Really, I don't know what's going on. And I turned up, this is fantastic. And then we went to the Shrek, the Williamstown one, and that was a cast of thousands. It was fantastic. And even the school ones, we had next door, Suzanne Corey, they had their first musical. And the director of that was saying that, 100 kids for 10 spots. So it's not like they're dragging kids in. Kids
forcing them standing there like zombies.
Because not everyone's into sports or whatever. And, as you say, even with your own company, you don't have to be front and centre. You can be out the back or on the lights or whatever. There's plenty of room for lots of people. It's a great place to be.
And I think Disney have sort of stepped up a little, like Frozen, Moana is out at the moment. Kids are really into musicals a lot more.
Everyone loves a good sing-along.
They do.
It'll never change.
But I just think they're making more, so there's more kids into it.
Yeah.
And, that girl from Legally Blonde, her CV was massive. It just had, a dozen
she couldn't find
shows.
a car park, but she everyone's got lost.
All right, so there's still things to be developed there. The singing, beautiful.
Spot on. And so what else? We've got this fantastic show, Heathers, at the moment, which you mentioned has got a couple more weeks. Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Have a look on their website. But what else have we got to look forward to from the Altona City?
The delayed summer panto.
Yes, our delayed summer panto, which is currently being settled on at the moment. So the committee are in talks with the directors who had put forward a proposal a year or two ago, and then couldn't couldn't accept doing it because they were heading off on a trip. So we've now called them back up and said, well, if you're still keen, we're still interested. So we're
you took him off the blacklist.
Yes, that was removed. Yes, I enjoy that you know the blacklist. I thought that was just a company thing.
We've got our own blacklist.
Yeah, I think everyone does nowadays.
Every creative has got their blacklist.
Yes, we do.
We do.
But that's in the works at the moment. So definitely keep your eyes posted on the Altona Facebook page for that. And then we've got our AGM, or our annual general meeting, coming up in February, where the change of committee will come through. Yeah. If that's what happens, there might not.
Are you up for re-election?
I'm actually stepping down this year. I'm taking some time out. I've done 8 years of back-to-back and overlapping shows, and I work full-time on top of that. So I'm a little bit tired. So I figure it's time for me to take a back seat and let someone else take the reins this year.
Yeah. But we'll still be
but
around.
We'll still be around.
Yeah.
We'll still be floating around.
So this is your magnum opus, though.
Yeah, yes, it is. This is our swan song.
This is my swan
a big
song.
one.
Yeah,
it's I was told last night it's a good one to go out on. I'm like, thanks everyone.
I'm not dying.
I'm still around. I'm just not going to be on the committee. Chances are I'll be back the following year. But it's I'm just giving myself a year off to just kind of recharge a little bit.
Well, sometimes it's always good to step back from something as well to see.
That's it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working full time and doing it, that's pretty full on.
Yeah. And I don't just work with Altona. Scott and I earlier in the year last year directed a show for Geelong Lyric. With Wizard of Oz, and that was a huge show.
That was like 70 cast members
with like 30 children.
And I was like,
it was incredible.
And so you turned to drink.
Yeah.
Then what?
The fact that we aren't slurring at the moment is a miracle. It's good. It's what the creative outlet keeps us sane from our day-to-day work.
Yeah.
So that's
what is the day-to-day work?
Admin.
I run a party shop.
Ah.
So I like to keep things light in everything that I do. Yeah.
Life's a party for you.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like exciting times for you and also Altona City Theatre. So we'll keep an eye out on what shows there are and invite whoever's in and whatever you're doing.
Totally.
So you can come in and have a chat to us about what's... and also, people, get your tickets because I've missed out before.
Yeah.
So this is how this sounds like we might be able to get into.
And where is it exactly, the theatre? Because we were discussing before.
It's on Civic Parade in Altona, which is just at the top end of
next
Pier
to it,
Street, which is like the main strip of Altona.
So it's next to Hobson's Bay.
Where the flame is.
Yes.
Yeah, where the flame is. Yeah.
Right behind the flame.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yes.
That's right. So off to the side there. So you got the council offices like straight where the flame is. We're on the left.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the only thing that stayed the same in Altona in the last decade. Everything happening in Altona. You go down now,
There's because like
apartments
again because we've been like around for like 4 or 5 years up there, and every time we come back, there's apartments now, or like there's new restaurants, or like it's booming around that area.
Some very nice coffee shops, people. If you're into coffee,
there is.
You can go out for dinner beforehand. Plenty of nice restaurants down there.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us.
You.
So we'll mention that website and the number again to get tickets.
So website is altonacitytheatre.com.au. And the phone number is
0425 705 550.
No stalkers, please.
Yeah. Adrian will be like, what's going on? Who are these people? It's like going, to sell them a ticket. To sell them a ticket. Yes. Like, if you want to stalk me, you have to come to the show.
That'll be 2 tickets for your stalking.
Beautiful.
Come down, check out the show. It's had great response from last night's crowd. So
we were very nervous because of the whole content and what happens on stage, and we were like stressing about going, have we pushed things too far? Have we pushed things not far enough? But I think overall reaction, people was like, wow. I'm like, like
at the end of the day, I think we've picked the right group of
we did.
guys to be on stage.
Yep.
And they've run with it and they've made it their own, and they're just incredible. Like, incredible talent on stage.
Right.
Yeah, and like the thing is too, is I'm picking the right prod team. Like, it's not only just us two. There's choreographer Kai and Zave, who is our MD, who taught them all the vocals and dance, and then Courtney, who runs the
everything.
stage. Runs the stage. Like, it's just amazing with set coming in and out and lights and everything like that. I don't know how she does it, but yeah, just we have everything just seemed to click. Everything just, you know, when you do something, you go, everything just falling into place in the right. Yeah, and that's what it was with the show. Yeah.
Wonderful. Get down and see it. Support your local theatre.
Yep.
And thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
Scott.
for having us, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.